What's happening, my YouTube people? Just another video about, this is actually going to be the part 2 to the disrespect a lot of men have been getting from the church itself, where it glorifies women and the attitudes of women, and it demonizes men. When pastors, what I'm exactly talking about is when the pastors have always been talking about this Boaz thing, that women should wait on a Boaz. But it never tells women to behave like the Ruth. You understand what I'm saying? It condones the bad, bitter, harsh, unwomanly behavior of women. And then it demonizes, bashes, and calls men who don't want to put up or condone or encourage that behavior, calls us wrong, cruel, and everything like that. And I think that's what's wrong with society now.
And it was
society is encouraging women to behave very nasty, very badly. All the evils of women, all the evils of one heart is coming out in society, encouraging that behavior. The Bible says, for the heart of man is deceitful and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Who can know it, right? So the Bible is not talking about just man as in male. It means mankind, right? So the thing about it is this: we pedestalize women. We make everyone, including women themselves, feel as if everything that they do has no consequence. That's one. And if they have a consequence, then something is wrong with the consequence that they're given, or the consequence that happens, and not with the women themselves that make these bad choices or do these bad things. So the major problem with that is that we're having a very messed up society that is throwing morality through the door. Now, honestly, through my experience as a young man growing up, I realized that women were never as moral as men. Never. Women like when it came to doing certain things, some men will opt out. They will opt out. Most men will opt out. You'll have a small percentage of guys who won't opt out of doing certain bad things. But almost every time I realize when something is presented to a woman to do with a reward that they want, they will likely do it for that reward. They will not care one iota about it. You understand what I'm saying? And society seems to encourage that and condone it as if it's something to be praised and rewarded. And I can't fathom why we keep allowing that to happen. We talk about women's march and stuff like that, and every time the women have a march, nothing happens. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. If men should ever have a march, if a collective men should have marches, society would break down immediately. There would be so much backlog of work that society would slow to a crawl. Shut down the gas station for a week while men do their marches. Shut down all the industries, the metal industries, the plumbing industry, all those industries that make the world spin around. Shut down the construction industry. The men that work on potholes, work on the street, work on changing pipes in your community, right? Those main pipes that your water run through. Shut that down for a week while men do their men's march, and you see how society suffers. We demonize men, right? As if men aren't important to society, when men are the one who built it. Men are the one who built it. The buildings, the cars, the phone, every single piece of technology that we have right now, men built and designed them. Designed and built, whichever way you want to put it. It was men, not women. Now, I'm not saying that women are not important. That is not what I'm saying. But the thing about it is that we need to stop putting women in roles that they're not supposed to be in. It is not their place to be in a man's role because they are not a man. And sometimes when women take up male roles, they end up overstressing themselves about it. And I've seen it happen too many times. Now, back to this whole thing of the church disrespecting men on a constant basis. Right? Because most of their attendees are women anyway. Like I said before, if there's one person I kind of watch most times, is Pastor Gino Jennings, right? Where he shelves both sides. But sometimes him don't shelve what I believe is that he doesn't shelve women enough. He will shelve men a lot, but he wouldn't shelve women a lot. And there's a lot of males in his church and things, so I tend to like say, all right, the morality scale is much more higher in that church than it is in most churches where it's a collective of female, attendees. Anyway, now these churches disrespect men on a whole, right? These churches talk to women and tell women what type of men to expect. And don't give yourself to any other man other than this man. But it never tells the woman that you need to be in a position that when you get this type of man, you need to be worthy of that man. What the church tells these women is that they are already worthy, even if they're not worthy of that type of man. And that's what I think is the biggest hypocrisy of the church. Right? So, they talk about wait for your Boaz, not for your broke ass, not for your dead ass, not for your this ass. No, wait for your Boaz. Right? But they never tell women to be a Ruth. Ruth worked in the field of Boaz, picking corn with the other men. Ruth made herself worthy of the man by sleeping at the foot of the man's bed. At the foot of the man's bed. You understand what I'm saying? Don't disrespect men and pedestalize women as if women don't have a role to play. As if women are not supposed to behave themselves in a certain manner. As if women are not supposed to conduct themselves like a woman to be worthy of the man that they are asking for. The problem with society is that the women of society are not worthy of certain men and they don't deserve them. You understand what I'm saying? And we should stop pedestalizing these women. We should start like calling, not only just calling these women out, but just straight up. These MGTOW men have the right idea about these women. Just don't pay them any freaking mind so that them understand, say, yo, the pool of man just gonna be much more limited. Now, people are gonna say it's easy for me to talk because I have my wife. But my wife, when I met my wife, she was already making herself in the position, right? To get the type of man that she wanted. She wanted to make herself worthy of the type of man that I am and presenting myself to be. Now, female nature is still universal, Christian, non-Christian alike and stuff like that. And sin is within all of us. Deceitfulness is in all of us. And so I don't put it past my wife that when the bucket drops out, that she will, inadvertently sin against me. You understand? The only person that cannot lie is God. And that's the main person I place 100% of my trust in. Take it or leave it. That's how I feel. You understand? I love my wife with all my heart and all my soul. But the Bible says, love God only 100%. Because you cannot trust man. Man will sin. You understand what I'm saying? My wife is human. She will make mistakes. And I expect her to make mistakes. I expect these things. I'm not saying that she's gonna purposefully do this and do that and stuff like that. But I live a very open, expecting life for stuff to happen. You understand what I'm saying? Enough love and respect, people. Take care.